Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is TommyWAAwA, and today we'll be taking a look at Jeleniowaty's Tempo Rogue. We've played a lot of Rogue over the past couple of months, most of it being Odd Rogue. Odd Rogue is, kind of cropped up as being one of the most powerful decks since... Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Has cropped up as being one of the most powerful decks since the release of Witchwood with the odd and even archetypes. It's a great deck that really allows you to control the game from the first couple of turns, control the board with that 2/2 dagger, allows you to trade very easily, and is just a nightmare for certain minion-based decks. However, it hasn't eliminated every other kind of rogue. We have seen Tempo Rogue crop up here and there, certain versions. Most of them rely on cards like Faldorei Strider, which is an excellent mid-game card, and often pair this with cards like Preparation and Sprint in order to draw a lot of cards very quickly and hopefully vomit out a bunch of spiders that your opponent won't be able to deal with. So we've got a lot of really great mid-rangey cards here. You can see we've still got cards like Henchclan Thug, we've got Edward Van Cleef, we've got the SI7 agent, even going into the 4-drops with cards like Coppertail Imposter, which can be hard to remove, Elven Minstrel, which is going to help us gas back up, and the aforementioned Faldorei Strider, even up to Giggling Inventor and Vilespine. These are all some of the best mid-range cards in the game, and we've got a lot of them. However, it does come with a sacrifice in that not only do we not have the Odd Rogue Dagger, but we also just have a really anemic early game. We've only got Fireflies as our 1-drop, we've only got Prince Keleseth as our 2-drop, and then the other spells up here are just kind of supporting cards. Backstab could be useful, maybe against Odd Paladin, try and take out a raid leader or something like that. But outside of that, it's, as we said before, quite anemic. So what we're going to be paying attention to here is, just how many times we get a really horrible mulligan, that we're just looking at a hand of all 3s and 4-drops, and we can't really do much. But we're also going to have to try and aggressively mulligan for this Keleseth, even, Jeleniowatyy, which, if you are watching on YouTube, obviously, check the link to the Hearthstone article. They've got a full write-up, full mulligan guide. It's fantastic. But they say, you got to be making sure you hit the Keleseth and the Fireflies. And hopefully we can get the Keleseth with a Shadow Step or two and really, really make someone wish they hadn't queued up on ladder today. Alright, well, we'll jump into some games, and let's see if we can get a couple of wins.
Versus Jaina.
Okay.
You asked for it. Watch your...
Up against the Mage here. So pretty straightforward hand to send back. Not a great one to get, fortunately. So we're not going to be doing much for the first couple of turns. If it is Tempo Mage, we do have a Backstab and a Dagger for this Mana Worm. Make sure we do it in the right order.
Here we go.
Then we still have a Dagger up for our, potentially for this Henchclan Thug. Irish Wristwatch. Irish Wristwatch. Speaking of Irish Wristwatch, do I have any UFC fans in chat? I myself am a very passing fan, to say the least.
Here we go.
But a lot of stuff went down over the weekend. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Secrets.
I'm familiar with the UFC. I mean, what's your take on everything then? Let's see what it is. Tis Frozen Clone. Wow, I think Frozen Clone is on like the.
Here we go.
It's on the... I'm gonna get aggressive with this. It's on the, least played... or least picked Primordial Glyph cards. Too problematic for me. The UFC? Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those instances where, like, I feel bad for, I feel bad for the fans because, you know, obviously a lot of them, you know, really appreciate UFC as a sport. And when stuff like this happens, it, I don't know, it makes you feel bad for liking a sport, which is not where you, not really where you want to be. Also, not where you want to be is an uncontested cosmic anomaly.
I wonder.
Oh, we do have a bunch of 3s, so I'm kind of tempted to just play this Faldora Strider this time.
Welcome to my web.
And hope that it sticks. I don't think it will though. Our opponent's got a massive hand, so probably a lot of options. My take is that Vince McMahon secretly bought the UFC and it's fake. Does all go face? Wow. All this nonsense in UFC and then the questionable decisions in boxing and combat sports are just kind of dead. Yeah, that's a good take. I mean, I heard, like, once again, I'm not super into boxing or anything like that, but I have a couple of friends who are really into it, and they were just saying what a travesty the recent officiating has been. Speaking of travesties, I guess we just gotta trade here. Get a boy out. Oh! Probably should have drawn first, hey? See if we just die here. Oh, that's right. Our opponent has 1,000,000 Fireflies in hand. Broke sports. Woke esports. Wired weed sports. Is weed sports a thing? Are you playing a big trick on me? Well, I think we need to kill all of these as much as I want to play 1,000,000 Keleseths. Maybe we'll get some spoiders. Come on, give me some spoiders. No spiders for 2. Whispers, what's going on? Good to see you hanging out. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend or are still having a fantastic weekend, based on wherever you are. Let me know what you've been up to, what you've been playing. Hey, what? They took arcane missiles off Primordial Glyph? What is this game? Okay. So maybe Keleseth SI7 Van Cleef? That's probably the quickest clock we can put on.
Truth is found in death. This guy's toast. The Brotherhood shall prevail.
Here we go.
Into the face here. Our opponent took arcane missiles and frozen clone off Primordial Glyphs.
You win.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what happens when you get such ungood choices on your Primordial Glyphs. Lucky us.
Watch your back.
Okay. Up against the warrior. Once again, pretty straightforward. Send everything back. 4 shots at Keleseth. Oh, and it feels so good. I think curving 1-2 coin for could be good. Get those buffs in and then rip them out of our deck. Odd Warrior, okay. AFL, big fan. Tell me about the finals. How was it? Because I paid 0 attention as I was working the pre-release. Cloud9 made League of Legends Worlds. Ah, another thing that I'm not in deep on. How is the League of Legends kind of scene going? Is it one of those things where it's still on the growth path, or have things kind of calmed down? Is there still lots of money being injected into the sport? Randomizers of the sport for me, it's pretty good, honestly. Like, watching the Link to the Past randomizers has been one of my favorite things to do.
Blood will flow.
Strateroni. So the question here is, well, I was going to say the question here is, do we extend further into a brawl, or do we try and play around it? I think we're going to try and play around it. And get another Keleseth off. So maybe we're going to Keleseth, Shadow Step, play it again, Cold Blood, and Mimic Pod.
Blood will flow. Truth is found in death.
Just kind of put a lot of pressure on our opponent, but don't give them massive advantage out of their, out of like a brawl, or here might be a, this one, Reckless Flurry. West Coast defeat Collingwood. Who is the good guy? Who is the bad guy in that story? And don't give me a, oh, it depends who you ask. I kind of don't want to play this Giggling Mentor. I just want to get this huge Elec out. And I'll save this Flame Elemental to combo with the Vile Spine if needed. West Coast beat my team the week prior, so I was a Collingwood supporter. Also Victoria team over the rest, typically. Hello, hello. Shh. Stop. You're being rude. I don't think we want to try too hard to live the dream, so we'll just go for the Strider.
Welcome to my web.
Strider, hear you. Yes.
Here we go.
And we won't play the extra one. Once again, just trying to mitigate brawl as much as possible, while still putting a lot of pressure on our opponent. Oh my gosh, right on time. I'll turn this stream around. It's true, I would. Uh-oh. We're gonna play ourselves into a brawl.
Here we go.
Don't make me pull this car over and get the face cam out. I will too. Once again, just keep that board nice and thin. Trade off those pieces early.
Engaging TC-130 into dislocator. Hello.
It's also pretty bad. Big thug. Big thugger.
There once was a man from Gilneas.
Here we go.
I look at this board and you have all these shiny gold boys, then I look at my board and it's filled with mud. Oh gosh. That's because I don't disenchant my golds, which is not something I'd recommend to new players most of the time. Not something I'd recommend to most players.
Out of my jungle!
I think it's definitely, if you want to make sure you have as big a collection as possible, you should definitely try to maximize your dust, and part of that is disenchanting golden cards. Indeed.
This guy's toast.
Here we go.
I think I'm going to shadow step this Valspine.
Job's done.
As if our opponent is on the game plan of just vomiting taunts in front of us. Did you get the good tingles when someone draws some bossy horror? Yeah. AK must be all about that. The first gold of any rarity I opened was the Darkness. Whew, that is a that's foreboding. This mud slaps.
Who goes there? Hey, lights out.
Here we go.
Job's done.
Come on. If they have the brawl, now's the brawl time. One thing we do need to keep an eye out for is Warpath. No, not Warpath because it's odd. We need to keep an eye out for positioning based cards, which is like Super Collider and Garrosh. We need to keep an eye out for Garrosh. Okay. Can we lethal our opponent? Probably not without Cold Blood, right?
So many options.
Hold it!
Our adventure shall never end.
There's the
Our adventure shall never end.
there's the question. they going to go for the weapon though?
Our vigil shall never end.
Fan. That is interesting. Maybe we should have prepped it. Can we lethal here if we Vile Spine? Kill one of these, trade here. 1, 2, 3. So then we have 4 and 8 is 12. Put them on 1. I think we want to save our Vile Spine. Or did they math it out correctly? Interesting. I think we could only put them on 1. Oh well, win's a win. Okay, up against another mage. We do have the turn 2 Keleseth, so things are looking up at the moment. Not the greatest curve, especially if our opponent is on tempo mage. They can definitely go under us with this kind of hand. Coining an Arcanologist though.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Playing a Sorcerer's Apprentice. I don't know what that means. Just let it rip. Backstab.
This guy's toast.
Like we were saying there, our opponent's got a interesting start. If they have Kirin Tor and a secret here, that is... I think we'll go for the Feldora Strider here, rather than the Coppertail. Feldora is just a little bit bigger, and if we can rip even one spider in the next 2 turns, it's a huge deal. Every Frostbolt, every Fireball that doesn't go to our face. Come on, give me a spider. Or a 1-drop. Oh, come on.
Who goes there?
Oh my gosh, the Sorcerer's Apprentice is doing so much.
The future is ours. Behold the tools of creation. Behold the tools of creation.
Oof. We are getting dunked on, friends. Behold indeed.
This guy's
Here
toast.
we go.
So we just gotta hope that our opponent doesn't have 9 damage in hand. Oh,
We have
AK.
many secrets.
I hate you.
Behold the tools of
I don't want to behold
creation.
anything. I don't want to witness
Behold
anything.
the tools of creation.
Creation. How to not die. Okay, Google. How to not die.
I wonder.
I wonder indeed.
Hey, lights out.
was a man from Gilneas.
Whew. Yeah, good start from our opponent. I think they made a really nice decision to coin out that Sorcerer's Apprentice. You know, I guess we would have looked extremely good if we had drawn a backstab, or if we had been able to get the combo off on that SI7 earlier. But yeah, well done to our opponent. We'll take a look at the deck again. Honestly, that last game kind of emphasized exactly what we were talking about with that kind of anemic, low, like the 0, 1, and 2 drop section of the deck. I think Keleseth is really, really good. But I'm kind of not vibing a couple of these cards here. Like, we didn't get a lot of value out of the preparations, and that's maybe our fault that we don't really know the Tempo Mage archetype very well, that we should be trying to just use prep with any Fan of Knives, any Mimic Pot, or anything like that. So that's something to consider. And I don't know if I can get behind this one Cold Blood. I kind of like to see another 1-drop minion in here. I don't know if that would be like a Diamol, Argent Squires, Glacial Shard or something like that. Not too sure about that one, but I think the rest of the deck is really good. I love the Faldora Striders. I love the Augmented LX. Even in that game against that Odd Warrior, we really felt like we had enough gas to just power us through the rest of the game, no problems. We probably could have even committed to the board a bit more and copped more of a crackback if our opponent did have a brawl, knowing that we could deploy back onto the board. But yeah, deck's really good. Obviously, if you are watching this video on YouTube, all the links are down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article, where Jeleniowatyy has been nice enough to include their own video, so go check that out for sure. They've also got a mulligan guide there. They've also got card replacements. If you don't have like Van Cleef, they've got some suggestions for you there, and some other potential additions to the deck. What if you wanted to add Leroy, that kind of stuff. You'll also find down in the description a link over to all of my socials, including Twitter, which is the best place to catch me, at Tommy_Wave, a link to the brand new Wave Pool Discord. You can come join us and you can come chat about all kinds of things. And yeah, until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video and stay wavy. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.